Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to discuss about how can I build one machine learning based Android application. So for that we are actually using the brain tumor image classification dataset from Kaggle. And in part number 1 we actually build the model. So in this case we're going to use that. So let's have a look at the demo first. So as you can see here, this is the demo applications, brain tumor image classification using deep learning. This is nothing but the home page. If I click here to the detection ones, and you can see here the page is open. So if I click here to select the photo, so let's choose this one and click here to predict output. So as you can see here, this is no brain tumor. If I click here, select photo, this one, and predict output, so you can see here, yes, brain tumor detected. Okay. If I click here to choose another picture, let's choose this one. This one also be affected by tumor, predict output. So as you can see here, yes, brain tumor detected. So in this tutorial, we're just going to make this part, not this part and this part. This is nothing but for the material design. You can also do it, I know. But for the time consciousness, we actually build the main part. That means this part. Okay. So let's get started and jump on the tutorial. In order to building the machine learning based Android apps, first, we need to actually convert the TensorFlow model into the TF-Lite model. Then we can actually use this model on our Android applications. That's in Android Studio. So let's get started and jump on the code. So alright guys, so now you can see here this is the full data structure we did before in part number 1, 2, and 3. So in part number 1, we actually building out the model. So now in this part number 4, there's machine learning based Android apps, we're going to use this model. This is nothing but called the TensorFlow model. So I'm going to click here to open with code. So now our work is to be actually building the TF-Lite model, that's been conversion. Okay, so I'm going to click here to create new Python file here and name it, let's say model converter.py. Okay, so this app.py file is nothing but for the web applications. In part number 3 we actually cover up here. So in the part number 4, you're actually building the Android applications. Okay. So first, what you have to do, you need to actually load the model here. So this is not with the brain tumor tan epox.as5 model. So for that, from keras.models, we're going to import the load model. Simple. Now we need to load the model here. So load model. Inside that, you need to put here the path. So as you can see here, model converter.py file is same folder. So you can actually put here the brain tumor tan epox this one epox as5. Okay, and put in the variable called model. Okay, model. Okay, so let's save it and run the code. That our code actually working fine or not. And now you can see here our model is loaded here, successfully opening the dynamic link library. That's when our model file is loaded correctly. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, done. So I'm going to click it to close that. Okay, so now what you have to do, we need to convert this model into TF-Lite model. So for that we need to import the TensorFlow here. So import TensorFlow as TF. So as you can see here, TensorFlow as TF, this is nothing but for the kite extension. So that's why it's auto complete my code. Okay, so now we need to actually convert the model. So for that I'm going to use TF dot light. Okay, this one light dot TF light converter dot dot from Keras model. Why? Because we are actually building the model in Keras. So for that, from Keras model file or model, this one model, and inside this parameter you need to put here the model. So which model? This model. Okay, so let's put in a variable called, let's say converter. Okay, then we need to convert this model right now. So for that, so let's converter dot convert. Simple, convert. Okay, this function convert, and let's put one variable. This is nothing but our TF-Lite model. TF-Lite, let's say model. Okay, so this line is for actually converting the model. So our current our model conversion is done. So now we need to save the model here. For saving the model, we actually using the with statement. So with open, so let's say the model name, make sure that make this model name as same as it I put here, model.tf-lite, sorry, not th-lite, tf-lite, and this is nothing but in the write mode. So put here wb, let's say as f. Okay, Then finally we're going to write that. So let's say app.write, and inside this you need to put here the tflight model, this one. Control C and Control D. Okay, you can also print some statement here. I'm not going to actually print here. Control S, save, and then run the code, Python code terminal. Okay, so now you can see here our model conversion is maybe working here. Okay, take few seconds to actually convert that. Yeah, after. Okay, so now you can see here one model file called model.tflight. Okay, this is not actually open here. So our first step is done right now. So now what you have to do, we're actually using this tflight model on our Android Studio. So let's get started and jump on the Android Studio and see how can you do that. I think you will enjoy this. So alright guys, so now you can see here our Android Studio is opened here. So it's take few seconds to actually load that. And now we need to create a new project here, create new projects, and click here to the empty activity, click here to next, and your application's name. So let's say brain tumor, let's say demo f. Okay, and make sure that use the minimum SDK version is API 21, otherwise it's not supported. Okay, and click here to finish. So it will take few seconds to actually building up. So our project building is done. So make sure that you are connected on the internet, because it will actually download some files from the online. So that's for that. Okay, so this is the demo. Okay, we actually building this part. So first we need two buttons. Okay, one text view and one image view. So for that we are actually using the rounded image view. Okay, so this is a demo here. So now you can see here, I'm going to click it to minimize that. So now you can see here one file called main-activity.java and also one XML file. So this XML file is nothing but for the designing part. Okay, and also you can see here one resource file. This is nothing but the drawable resource file, and you can see here background here, this background, and also you can see here GDL script. Okay, this is one project and this one is module. Okay, how can you actually add some dependencies here, you can actually use that here. Okay, so you can also do that. So this is the main activity.java file. So first let's go on the layout, and this is the main activity.xml file. Okay, this is nothing but on the design mode, so I'm going to click here to delete that. So first what you have to do, we need to actually design the templates first. So alright guys, so now it's time to actually design the templates. So first let's choose the one image view one. Let's choose this one, and let's make it as constraint here, this one and this and this. I'm using the constraint layer. It's easy to actually design the templates. Drag and drop, and we need one button here. So button, and let's make the constraint on here, and also this one, and let's make this constraint on here. Okay, so this button is for nothing but for the selecting. So let's just select the button. So let's select. Okay, and we need another button for predict. Let's say choose this one and make it as constraint on here to here. Okay, and also there. Okay, so this button is nothing but for the predict. So let's say predict. Okay, and also let's change the text here. Okay, so let's search for the text, and let's say this one for select. Okay, sorry, select. Okay, and this one for predict. Okay, so let's make it some bigger, just bigger. Okay, this one goes, and also let's choose make it bigger. I know you are so expert in designing in Android material design. Okay, and we need one text view also to actually print the output on the text view. Yeah, let's choose this one. I know this is boring part. If you know about this, so you can skip the video and go the coding part also. Okay, so let's go on and change this output. Okay, choose the caps lock one, output. Okay, this is nothing but the corner square image view. So for that we actually using a rounded image view. So let's run the code first and see the output and it work fine or not. then we can actually design to using one rounded image view. So now you can see here our code is work here, and we don't see one image here because we don't select the images. Okay, and select, predict, and also the text view. Okay, output. So now what you have to do, you need to actually use one images here to actually make this visible. And okay, let's choose one images from the directory. So I copy one images from the directory and paste it here, the images. Okay, and this is the images. Let's say use this one. Okay, so let's use this one on as a source. Okay, so source convert as, let's say, use the drawable. So from the drawable, and this is nothing but print one. Okay, these images. So let's make it simple. Okay, this one. Okay, so now let's choose click here to actually run the code again and see the output. Okay, so now you can see your image is not actually visible here. I think you need to do some changes on here. It is not tools, but it shows here the source. Okay, the Andriod source and this one. I think it will work now. We need to actually remove this here. Okay, remove this, and again click here to run that. Okay, so now you can see here our image is visible. Select, predict, select, predict. So, and also the output, because the select, predict is not actually working here. And now we are going to use one rounded image view, and for that you actually see how can I actually use the external library in Android Studio. Okay, let's see. So I searched on Google and found this link, a GitHub link. If I go down, you can see here the example is given here, and if I go here, you can see here there's some instruction that we need to follow. So we need to go on the build.gradle and using this one. So this implementation and this mapping central. Okay, so I'm going to just click here to copy this, and also this one. This is called Maven Central. Okay, so you need to go to the build.gradle, this module file, and going to paste it here and seeing now. So make sure that you are connected on the internet, and also you need to go on this build.gradle projects, and you can see here repositories and also the all products. So you can also paste it on here. So let's say Maven Central. Okay, I think I'm corrected. Sing now. Okay, so I think it's done here. Yeah, done. So now we can actually use that. I think it will actually download all the files from the internet. So instead of using the image view, you're actually using the rounded image view, and you already built here on the Gradle file. You can see here Maven Center, and also where is it, this one. Okay, so now you're going to use that. So let's go in here, and I'm going to remove that, and I already copied the XML file here and this one, and now we need to actually add one ID also here. So let's say ID, and let's say the ID is, let's say, brain image, and also need to put here the image. Okay, some particular external image here. So let's say source, and let's choose this one. Okay, and also we need to set the ID as a constraint here, and let's say choose, click here, this one. I know this is so boring part. Okay, so now you can see here our designing part is okay. So now we need to jump on the coding part, but we need to actually run the code for the last time on the designing mode. And now you can see here Gradle building is running here, and let's see the screen. So now you can see here, okay, and our Android application is successfully done. So now you can see here this is nothing but called the rounded images, and also two buttons, select and the predict. Okay, but this button is not working here, and also one text view called output. So while we click here to select the button, so user can actually select the images from their external SD card. Okay, and when the user actually click here to select the predict button, okay, click here to predict button, and it will give here the output. Okay, that's mean the prediction output. So let's go here and implement it. I'm going to click here to minimize that. So the ID is nothing but select. So let's go on the main activity file. So now we need to actually initialize the button here. So we have two button. So button, first button is nothing but a select button, and the second one is the predict button, and also we have one image view. So let's say image view. So let's say image view, and also we have one text view also. So this is nothing but for the output, sorry, text view. So this is nothing but for the output. So now we need to actually get the ID from our XML file. So for that, so let's say find view by id r.id dot. So first let's choose the ID for the select one, select, and put in the variable called select, this one. Control C, paste it on here, and yeah. And also we need to do the same procedure for the predict. So let's say predict, and also let's say predict. You can also use in the binding functions, okay, to actually activate binding. So I'm not going to actually use that here. So find view by the id r.id dot, which one, image view. Okay, sorry. So this is nothing but for the brain images, maybe brain, sorry, brain image, this one. This one is nothing but for the image view. Okay, this one, and this one for output. So this is nothing but the text view. So r.id dot, what one, output, maybe the ID should be, maybe let's go on here and check here the ID here. Okay, this is nothing but a text view. Okay, let's go on the design mode and change this add output. Click here and that's a text, let's say ID, yep, this one, and let's say output, sorry, okay, refactor. Okay, and go on this file and let's say output. Okay, and also this one, output. Okay, fine. So we get the ID from here, or the ID. So now here one user is actually select, click here to select button. That's mean set on click listener, new view dot set on click listener. So here one user click here to select button, and it will create one intent. That's going to actually open the intent of the images. So let's say intent, let's say intent equal new intent. So this is nothing but for the get content intent. So intent dot action get content. And now what you have to do, you need to set the type of the intent. So our intent type is nothing but images. So let's say intent dot set type. So this one, the type, and the type is nothing but the images. Okay, this one, images. So let's say image and star. That's mean all the images from the folder. So this is nothing but for the image. Okay, make sure that you use the double quotation here. I use a single quotation, don't use that double quotation, image and star. Okay, and now we need to actually start the activity here. Start activity for results. So activity for result, this one, and inside that you need to put here the intent one. Okay, so this intent, and also you need to put here one request code. So let's put here 100. You can put here 2000 or 200, 5000 or 500. You can, it's up to you. So now when you actually click here to select the images, so it will actually open one new intent. Okay, new intent, and this intent is nothing but action get content intent. Then it will say that please set that intent type as the images. That's mean it will actually search for only images from your external SD card. Okay, then we are going to start the activity, and when the activity is started, it will actually pass one request code. So when it will actually get the request code, and it will permit me to actually select the images from the external SD card. Okay, so now what you have to do, you need to go on out of this bracket and type here on activity results. Okay, so this is nothing but one protected void. Okay, so now you can see here void on activity result. So it will actually take one request code, result code, and intent data. So this data is nothing but for the image data, and also on activity result, request code, and the result code and the data. So if the request code is, that's mean this request code is equal to this one. Okay, so equal to 100, that's when we get the images. Okay, so now what we have to do, we need to actually set the images on this image view. So let's copy this out, image view dot, that's when you actually using the set the images as a URI format. So this image is stored on the data, so data dot get data. Okay, so now what you have to do, we need to actually create the URI. Okay, so for that actually using URI, so URI equal, so let's alter enter here. Okay, it's done. So URI dot, so data dot get data. Okay, so we are actually creating the URI. So now we need to actually using the URI to actually get the data from our media store. So for that we need to actually import here. So media store dot images dot media dot get bitmap, and it will take which one? It will actually take this get application resolver. So this one called this dot get. Okay, this is called get content resolver and the URI. Okay, this one. So you can see here one error here. Okay, if I alter enter, and you can see here the annotations. Okay, this is not content URI, this is called get bitmap, this one. Okay, again error, alter enter, you can see here surround with trackers. So let's make it out. Okay, so you can say URI equal to get data. So our all work is done. So now it's time to actually run the code and see it actually work fine or not. So click here to actually run the code. So you can see here Gradle build is running. Terminate and see the output. So now you can see here our application is actually open here. If I click here to select, that's when our select button actually work here. Select this one. Okay, work. Wow, fine. Work. Select this one. Work. But our predict button is not actually work. So we need to make this predict button as a functional. So for that we are actually using this model.tflight model. That's when you actually built before. So let's click here to file, new, and you can see here others, and also TensorFlow light model. So you need to put here the path of the model. So I go on the path and copy and paste it out from here. Okay, so this one is the path model. Go under properties and security and copy this path. Control C. Okay, and paste it on here. Okay, so now you need to paste it on here. Enter. So our model is loaded. So no metadata found in the model. It will actually processing here. And now you can see here some sample code. So it's easy to actually use one Java code here. Okay, we need to actually use that. So but before you need to actually make this functional, so that's why you need to actually using one set on click listener. So for that, when the user actually click on the predict button, so we are going to actually set one listener. So set on click listener, new view dot set on click listener, and inside this we need to actually put the code is here. Okay, this code, the Java code. Okay, just copy this out and paste it on here. Okay, just you can see here some error here. Just click here, alter, enter. Okay, the error is gone. Okay, input the classes and also the data type. Okay, and also this context is nothing but this application context. And now what you have to do, you need to actually create this byte buffer. But before creating the byte buffer, we need to also convert this image into tensor images. Okay, and also we need to actually scale the images. So if I go down, so this image is coming from here, this media store. So this is nothing but one get bitmap image. So let's say image equal to, so now you can see here arrow. So we need to actually convert this image into bitmap. So for that, you need to initialize that. So private, so let's say bitmap, and let's say image. Okay, these one images. I think this error is resolved here. Okay, so now we need to actually create the byte buffer, and also we need to convert this image into 64 cross 64, because this image is coming from the media store, it's not the 64 cross 64. So for that, you need to actually create these images as a 64 cross 64. So let's say this one, let's say bitmap dot create. Okay, so let's say create scale bitmap. Okay, inside this you need to put here the bitmap source. So the bitmap source is nothing but our images, and the image width, so width is nothing but 64 and the height also 64, and the boolean filter, let's say true. Okay, so now we are actually converting the image into 64 cross 64. So now what you have to do, you need to convert this image into tensor images. So if you check my part number 2, I think I discussed about all the things in here, part number 2, how can I actually make that. But in Andriod Studio, it actually some different. So tensor image equal to tensor image. Okay, this tensor image equal to new tensor image. Okay, inside this you need to put here the data type. So data type float 32, and this tensor image is actually loading on the images is coming from the bitmap. Then we need to create the byte buffer. So for that, byte buffer equal to byte buffer, that's mean this byte buffer equal, okay, which one, the tensor image. So this tensor images dot get buffer. So now you can see here our what do you call, our error is resolved here. Okay, this one, so our error is resolved. So now what you have to do, we need to actually get the output from our output feature. So the output feature is nothing but here. Okay, so now, so let's say, so the output feature is actually set on here, set on our output. That means this text view. Control C, this output, you're going to actually print it on here. So output dot set the text. So we have two output, so 0 and 1. So let's say output feature dot get float array and 0. Okay, so this is nothing but for the first one. You can see here some cast parameter as the integer. I don't need that. And also you can also use this one. Okay, and let's say let's format it out and also use the another one. So this is nothing but for the output feature number 0, and another one is the output feature number 1. So output feature number 1. Okay, this one. So let's run the code right now here. So alright guys, so now you can see here our application is opened here. You can click here to select the photo. Let's choose this one and click here to predict. Oh no, our apps is crashed. Why? Because we are using the dance layer as a 1. Why? Because this is nothing but the binary classifications we actually do on the part number 1. So for that we will do some changes on here. That means we have only one output. That means this is nothing but the 0. Okay, so I think you'd actually guess that. So this one is nothing but, let's say, image, and also this float array is nothing but 0. That's when we have only one output, now 2, because we actually discussed about all the things on part number 1 and we use the dance layer as a 1. So for that it will actually give me one float types of array. Okay, so now if I run the code here again and see the output, so you can see here two output, that's same output. Okay, so let's install it, take few seconds to actually install that. So now if I click here to select and let's choose this one, this is no brain tumor, predict. So now you can see here output is nothing but 0 0. That's mean when the output is 0 0, that's mean this is no brain tumor. Select and let's choose this one, predict. So now you can see here 1.0. That's mean when we actually get the output feature of the glad float array in the index number 0, that's mean 1 that is affected by the brain tumor. Okay, so let's use this one. So if, okay, output feature dot get float array number 0, okay, equal 1.0, that's mean this brain is affected by tumor. Okay, so for that output dot set text, we actually set that 1 mean yes brain tumor, sorry, tumor, and okay, and we said that else this brain is not affected by the tumor. Okay, this one, no. I'm going to comment this line and run the code again. Try me at that. Okay, so click here to select the images. This one is no brain tumor, predict that no brain tumor. Select this one, predict yes brain tumor. Select, so let's scroll this down, let's choose this one, predict yes brain tumor. Select, let's say choose another one, This one is look like the no brain tumor. No brain tumor, that's fine. Select and choose this one and predict. Yeah, this one is brain tumor. Okay, this brain is affected by tumor. So our work is done, but there was an error. Why? So I run the code again. That's mean that I open the apps again, and if I click here to predict, see our apps is crashed again. Open that and predict, our apps is crashed. Why? Because of we don't select any picture here. So now we need to actually set one condition that if the picture is not selected, we don't do the work here. That means how the picture is not selected, we are actually give here one toast. Okay, so what we have to do, we need to go on here. Okay, so that's mean we need to set one condition. If image is not equal to null, okay, then we actually do this work. That's mean this one. Okay, we need to do this one. So we need to just copy this out. So this is nothing but for here. We are going to copy this out, this catch one, Control X, and we are going to paste it on here. Okay, I think you need to actually release that. Okay, so this is nothing but the else block. This is the else block. That's mean while the picture is not null, that's mean any picture is selected, then it will do. But while the picture is not selected, so what we have to do, so else, in the else part, we need to give here one toast. So let's say toast dot make test. Inside that, you need to put here the main activity dot Java. Okay, not main activity, but main activity dot this, because this one, and you need to put here one context. So let's say please select image first, and also you need to put here the length of the toast. So toast dot, let's say length short, and finally you need to put here show the toast. Okay, so now it actually work. So click here to actually run the code again. So okay, so now you can see here our app is running fine. So we click it to predict, so it will say please select image first. Predict. Okay, we can actually remove this action bar from here. We can actually just need to go on the manifest file. Just go on the manifest, and now you can see here, I think no, sorry, it's not in manifest, maybe in themes. So you can see a day night. This is dark action bar, so you can set here the no action bar, and also the night. If you are using dark mode, you can also go here and let's say no action bar. Okay, this one, and again run the code here and see the output, it actually work fine or not. Okay, so now you can see here our action bar is gone. Okay, and also you can actually change this size of this output text and make it bold. So let's go on here and change it out. So I think we need to go on the main activity.xml and the designing mode and this one. Okay, and we need to actually search for the size. So let's say size, you can see here text size. So let's make it as, let's say 40 sp is okay, but we need to actually make the font. Okay, so make the font family as a bold. So you can see here black. Okay, this one may be good. Okay, and I think the size should be increases. So size, let's say this one 20 sp. Okay, that's so big maybe. And you can also change the alignment in center. So let's change here alignment. Okay, let's say text alignment, this alignment on, let's say center. Okay, on the center. So now it's time to run the code here and see the output. That's it actually work fine or not. Terminate. Okay, so now you can see here it on the center. Select photo, and let's select this one and predict. So now you can see here yes, brain tumor, it's work fine. Okay, and let's choose this one also the brain tumor, not changes here. Again select this one, predict. So this one no brain tumor. So this is the tutorial. Hope you will enjoy this tutorial, and make sure to subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon for never miss an update. And thank you and bye bye.